Well, today we're diving into Newcastle's impressive 2-0 victory over Arsenal, a result that secured a resounding 4-0 aggregate win and a place in the Carabao Cup final. Now, anyone who watched that match knows it wasn't a goal fest, but sometimes the most captivating stories are told through grit, determination, and tactical mastery. Trust me, there's plenty to unpack here. Let's be honest, Arsenal came into this tie with high hopes, and rightly so. They've been in scintillating form this season. But Newcastle had other plans. They put on a defensive clinic that would make even the most stoic Italian manager crack a smile. We're talking about last-ditch tackles, interceptions you'd swear were telepathic, and a goalkeeper who looked like he had a force field around his net. So, join me as we break down the 3 key talking points from this match. Newcastle's defensive masterclass, Arsenal's lack of creativity, and the clinical finishing that sent the Toon Army into dreamland. Right then, let's talk about that Newcastle defence, because they were the stars of the show tonight. From the first whistle, they were organised, disciplined, and absolutely relentless. Arsenal, with all their attacking flair, just couldn't find a way through. You see, it wasn't just about individual brilliance, although there was plenty of that on display. It was the collective effort, the way they worked as a unit. Every time Arsenal threatened, a black and white shirt was there to snuff it out. Take Shah, for example. The man was a rock at the back, throwing himself into tackles, reading the game like a seasoned chess player, and always seeming to be in the right place at the right time. And let's not forget Botman beside him, equally impressive, winning headers, clearing danger, a real no-nonsense performance. But it wasn't just the centre-backs. The full-backs were equally disciplined, Trippier and Byrne. They kept their shape, tracked back diligently, and frustrated Arsenal's wingers. It was a defensive masterclass, a clinic in how to shut down a top side. And you could see what it meant to the players, the passion in their tackles, the way they celebrated every block and clearance. They were up for this, and they fed off the energy of the crowd. This wasn't just 11 players on the pitch. This was a team possessed, a team determined to reach that final, and they knew a solid defensive foundation was the way to get there. Now look, you have to give credit to Newcastle's defence. They were exceptional, but you also have to say that Arsenal just weren't at the races tonight, were they? The Gunners, who've been ripping teams apart this season, looked surprisingly toothless. They had plenty of possession, sure, but it was all a bit sterile, a bit predictable. They just couldn't find a way to unlock the door. It was almost as if they expected Newcastle to roll over, and they were in for a rude awakening. Odegaard, who's been pulling the strings so masterfully this season, was kept quiet. He just couldn't find space between the lines, and when he did get on the ball, he was quickly closed down. And Saka, their danger man on the wing, he was well marshalled by the Newcastle defence. They doubled up on him, didn't give him an inch of space, and he just couldn't influence the game the way he likes to. Even Jesus, who's been a revelation since joining Arsenal, cut a frustrated figure up front. He thrives on through balls and clever passes, but they were few and far between tonight. Look, sometimes it happens, even the best teams have off nights, but you have to say, Newcastle did their homework. They identified Arsenal's strengths and nullified them. It was a tactical triumph. Now, while Newcastle were happy to let Arsenal have the ball in their own half, they were lightning quick on the counter-attack, and crucially, they took their chances when they came. You see, in a game like this, where chances are at a premium, you have to be clinical, and Newcastle were exactly that. Their first goal, a thing of beauty. A swift counter-attack, Saint-Maximin leaving White for dead with his pace and trickery before squaring it for Joelinton to tap in. You just can't defend against that kind of speed and precision. And their second goal, well, it was a bit of a gift, I'll be honest. Pope's long kick forward, Arsenal's defence caught napping, and there was Callum Wilson, cool as a cucumber, to slot it past Ramsdale. 2 chances, 2 goals. That's the sign of a team that believes. A team that's full of confidence. They could have had more too. Almiron hit the post with a thunderous strike, and Isak forced a fine save from Ramsdale. Listen, Newcastle didn't just win this tie because of their defence. They won it because they were ruthless in front of goal. They took their chances when they came, and that's what separated them from Arsenal on the night. So there you have it. Newcastle are through to the Carabao Cup final, and thoroughly deserved it is too. They were magnificent tonight, a perfect blend of defensive solidity, tactical discipline and clinical finishing. It was a performance that will live long in the memory of the Geordie faithful, a night when their team stood up to be counted and booked their place in a Wembley final. The scenes at St James's Park at the final whistle were something else, pure, unadulterated joy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more football analysis. See you next time.